Once upon a time, there was a village called Kalyanpur where a poor Brahmin named Shyam lived. He had the only son whose name was Pankaj. Shyam was wise, but Pankaj was not. Pankaj was opposite of his father, innocent. No wonder people called him Pappu.
Hey Pankaj, come fast my boy. Tomorrow we have some rituals to perform at Bhushan's house. We need to go there. By the way, I've asked you to get some fruits for the rituals, right? Did you get them?
Yes, dear father. I've arranged everything you have asked for. But I couldn't get one fruit, father.
What? You couldn't been able to find the fruit? Tell me which fruit is that you couldn't find yet?
You have just asked me to get fruits to be used in rituals.
Yes. By the way, what did you actually bring, dear?
When I asked the fruits vendor, he gave me oranges and bananas. But when I asked him about the coconut fruit, he said he had the coconuts but not the coconut fruit.
You idiot! You asking for the coconut fruit?
Yes, father. He tried to fool me by giving me a coconut. But I told him clearly that my father had only asked me to get only the fruits and not any coconut. And he started calling me Mad Pappu. I was very angry, came back from there. Oh, the coconut fruit. You please get it by yourself, father.
Oh idiot, how could you be this fool and innocent? How did I give birth to someone like you who doesn't even know the difference between coconut and a coconut fruit?
Dear father, I have a question to ask. Did you give birth to me or was it my mother who gave me birth?
You punk! What I was talking about and what you are talking about. Your mother, the great woman she was, gave you birth easily and let you screw my peace of mind. And she's happily resting in heaven with peace and bliss. But looking at you, I feel sorry for myself.
Dear father, you said mom went to visit the god. Then why are we here without leaving?
Pankaj torments his father with questions that are stupid and of course with innocence. Shyam is a very poor man. He does not have any assets or anyone related to him in that village. He prays to the god with devotion and spiritual feel and lives his life, and he takes care of Pankaj even while he's getting old. He thinks something has to be done for the sake of Pankaj to settle him in his life.
Hey fool, what are you even trying to say? Do you really know what you speak, or do you just utter something randomly without even caring about the consequences? I don't know what you are up to. But I feel I am very close to visiting the god and I may be running out of time. But I am worried about your future and livelihood when I don't exist anymore.
I have you, my father. Then why should I be worried at all?
Look my child, I can't be with you forever. I'm just counting my days on earth. And you are not improving at all, okay? Listen to what I say. I have something to explain you. Son, if something happens to me suddenly, I have left some money near the god's idol. Collect that money and travel to Kashi. And there please join someone as his junior and begin a new life in that sacred place. I care for you, son. Please take care of yourself.
As usual, worried about his son and his future, Shyam slowly sinks into sleep. The next day morning, it is late, but Shyam hasn't yet woken up.
Father, what happened to you, Dad? Please get up. You said we have rituals to attend to.
Shyam does not respond to Pankaj. Panicked Pankaj calls his neighbor Suresh. Suresh confirms that Shyam is dead. He has a tough moment to break this news to Pankaj.
Look, Pankaj, your father is no more and he has reached the god. Please keep your courage and move. We'll have to perform the rituals first. Of course. Why will I be sad, sir? My father told me about this yesterday and that he was heading to visit the god.
Pappu speaks very innocently without knowing what actually happened. Showing pity on his innocence, Suresh accomplishes rest of the activities. After a while, as per his father's words, he tied the money in a silk bag and ties it to the end of a long stick. Pankaj leaves for Kashi on the forest path, putting it on his shoulder and waving it in the air. Some travelers on the way who saw him tell him,
Dear boy, don't wave the money in that fashion, it is not right. There are a lot of thieves on the streets. They might steal the money, so please be careful.
Am I crazy to give my money to the thieves? I am not fool. That's why I am going to tie to this stick so high, so that they can't reach it.
Oh dear, trust me. You sound so innocent. Okay, please be careful, son.
Yeah, I know, sir. You please go. My name is Pankaj, not Pappu.
Pankaj walks forward excitedly. After covering some distance, Pappu suddenly gets confronted by two thieves. Pappu, of course, doesn't realize who they are and he tells them,
Hello guys, I heard there are thieves on the road, So just be careful, okay? Have you seen how I can hold my money lid so that thieves can't get it?
Both the thieves start laughing on his words and tell him,
Oh, really? Do you know how those silly thieves looks like and what they will be up to?
Hey, why don't I know them? Silly thieves means actually they look like idiots with a scratch on his face, heavy mustache and heavy body. Oh really? You seems to know them very well, right? Say it again looking at our faces. Okay, let me see. You have a scratch on your face, heavy mustache. Oh, you have that also. Of course you have a heavy body. Yeah, you look like the same as I described. Are you really thieves? Don't tell me you are. Oh my god, I'm shocked.
Yes, fool. We are those silly thieves. Give me all your money real quick. Now, no tricks.
Haha, how could you take it? It's so high you can't catch it.
Saying this, one of them punches Pappu so hard that Pappu drops the stick off his hand. Before he could realize what actually happened, thieves took away silk bag full of money and started running away from there. Pappu, who did not know their intentions, started shouting from behind.
Hey, hello, guys. So you are those idiotic thieves? It's okay. You take all my money, but don't sell the cloth tied to the lid to anyone at a low price. That's a silk dhoti. If you wish to sell it, please do that to me.
Both the thieves hear him shouting and stop by at some distance. They start having conversation amongst them.
Hey, I think he's still left with some more money. Search him completely.
Okay, I'll search him.
The thieves come back to him knowing that he still has some money left.
Hey, man. If you are still left with some money, give that to us. Or else we both will kill you and take all the money.
Oh, I called to know if you wish to sell the cloth to someone at a lower price. I thought instead I can buy it from you. Please understand, I'm only left with these.
Saying this, Pappu also gives them the rest of the money. They don't give that silk cloth back and take the remaining money from him and go away from the spot. Poor Pappu. But Pappu suddenly is struck with an idea and he immediately calls them back again.
Hello mister, you guys come here. In just 5 minutes, you are taking away from me what my father earned all through his life. In a harder way, I liked your style in the job. Can I join your team?
Hey, idiot. You look like a fool. You can't be a thief. Please go right now.
You see, everyone calls me the same. I'm not that foolish, okay? I'm Pankaj. At least to prove that I wish to join hands with you. Please take me with you guys.
While Pappu is pleading to them, one of the thieves shows mercy on him and says to the other thief,
Well, he looks like an orphan. And maybe he doesn't have anybody to take care of him. Let him come with us.
Okay. But you should be very careful. If you want to come with us, don't do anything without our permission.
Saying this, the thieves take Pappu along with them. That night, the three reach a village. They are about to burgle the house of a lonely old woman living in that village.
Come slowly. This is an old woman's house. She has no one staying with her. But she is gifted with a lot of golds and precious things. I'll step it first and try to break the house. You just be here and inform if anyone comes.
Okay. Be careful. And Pankaj, don't make any noise. Just follow us and do what we say.
I'll come, but tell me, don't you guys smell anything? What smell, man? Hey, snacks. Very delicious. I'm very hungry. You do your work. I'll get into the kitchen. Be careful. That old lady might have been asleep. If you make any noise, she will wake up. Okay. Why will I make noise? I'm not that foolish. My name is Pankaj and I have a solution. Trust me and go. I will take care of it.
After saying that, he sends them away from the place and comes inside the house. Because it was a festival day, she had prepared many snacks and was feeling a bit tired. Feeling sad in the heart, she leaves her life on that bed. But unaware about her death, Pankaj unassumingly goes near her bed.
This old woman seems to be lying down, but it is not necessary to eat without her permission. I'll wake her up and ask her to serve. Those idiots don't even know this called me Pappu.
He tries to wake up the sleeping old lady.
Hello miss, I am feeling very hungry. I think you prepared many snacks. Why can't you get up and serve me those? Hello miss, I am talking to you. Please get up.
No matter how much Pankaj tries to wake up the old lady, it is of no use as she is already dead. Her eyes are wide open, so Pankaj thinks she's awake. He tries to wake her up harder. When she does not respond at all, He gets very scared.
Hayye
He
baboy!
realizes someone was coming there, so he hides himself on the loft. The two thieves walk into the house and see the old lady lying still in her bed.
Hey Pankaj, what happened? Why were you shouting? Why is this old woman not waking up? Don't tell me. She's not sleeping. She's dead.
That means she's corpse now.
Hey, let's check this later if she's dead or alive. For the way he screamed just now, I'm afraid we would be caught. Let's go under the bed first and hide.
The two of them crawl under the bed and all the neighbors reach there after hearing Pankaj scream from inside the house. They are caught into discussion when they finally realize that the old woman was dead.
So sad. How could this have happened?
She was not suffering from any weakness or disease. She used to be a very strong woman. God knows what happened.
It was a festival today. I saw her preparing all the snacks yesterday.
Even I saw her. This is all a destiny.
Yes, only the god up there should know.
So when everyone was talking about that god up there, Pappu gets furious. He starts thinking that all of them know that he is hidden there. He screams yet again madly from the top.
Hey, you are saying that I killed that old lady? I didn't do anything. If you want to know, you can ask the thieves. They are hiding under the bed.
Everyone looks up at once as they overhear this. As soon as Pappu points out, people catch the thieves hiding under the bed and tie them to a tree. They call the village officials.
Tell me, Pankaj, why were you hiding at that old lady's house?
Pankaj starts explaining his story right from why and how he left for Kashi after his father died. Then there was a matter of money stolen from him by the robbers, including the fact that they went to steal the old woman's house and how he got hungry and thought that he should wake the old woman up. Pankaj informs the village head very innocently that all the bugs have been stung.
With this kind of innocence and honesty, I don't think you have killed the old lady.
By this time, the village doctor arrives and he checks the old woman's body and confirms the truth behind her death to the village head.
The old lady doesn't have any disease. She died only because of her age. She died on an auspicious day, and so she was actually quite lucky. These thieves are innocent and have nothing to do with her end. Good job. So what Pankaj said was right. Okay, Pankaj, who was with the robbers, gave him the money, leave him in Kashi, and immediately we will send these thieves to jail. We will not let thieves ruin the peace of our village. I promise on my end.
By this way, the village head gives his judgment. Pankaj feels very happy. He feels his innocence really helped him in his life and leaves that place and travels to Kashi. There he joins a priest as a junior and leads his life happily ever after. If you like this story, then please like and share it. And for more interesting stories, please subscribe to our New Stories Book English channel.